For more great sports moments like these, be sure to tune in to all of our fantastic sports shows.
From the Press Box with Rob and Tim Leonard, Monday mornings at 10.
The Home Stretch with Anthony Tartamella and the WHPC sports staff, Tuesday evenings at 9.
Sports Talk with Chris Muldoon and the WHPC sports staff, Thursday evenings at 9.
And Beyond the Game with Jacob Valk, Brandon Johnson, and the WHPC sports staff, Friday afternoons at 3.
All of these excellent shows and more are on the voice of Nassau Community College.
90.3 WHPC.
WHPC HD.
Garden City.
You're tuned into Long Island's only FM sports voice. This is Sports Talk on 90.3 WHPC.
And we are back, and this is Sports Talk on 90.3 WHPC, our little sports labor of love, emanating from Garden City, New York on 90.3 WHPC. Show is called Sports Talk. We've got Mark, Cameron, Adam, Kristen, and I am Chris. And we thank you so much for lending us your ears. And in the first hour, we've talked Phil Jackson. We've talked a little bit of Islanders preseason at the Coliseum. We've talked a little bit of Mets. Are they for real? Mark wants to talk Canadian Football League. So in case anyone want to know what it's all about, you can give a call to that. And now we're going to spin the wheel, and Adam's going to tell us what we're going to talk about now.
Let's talk about the Yankees.
There you go. See that?
How about the whole AL East? It's like neck and neck.
Yeah.
Like the old AL East. Good old days.
The Yankees are bringing up new guys every day, it looks like.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of injuries. A lot of players.
A lot of injuries.
I knew it was too good to be true.
Goodness gracious.
I wasn't even stressing it out. I told everybody it was too good to be true. The Yankees is not winning this.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I think they can.
I think they can.
The West Coast trips are bad for no matter who you are. Yankees, Mets, you make that West Coast trip, and
that Dodgers series, I don't remember the last time I seen the Mets get beat up like that.
Right,
I think it's been a while since I've seen the Mets get beat up.
My other observation on the Dodgers series, that the Dodgers were the first team to break the color barrier. Now I think they're going the other way. Yeah. Is there a black guy on the Dodgers? Everybody
yes, well,
the owner.
Yes, well,
the owner, Magic Johnson. Yeah, exactly. It was like every guy there.
They had Henry Ramirez.
Yeah.
The white guy's the peasant now. The black guy's the owner.
Oh, yeah. It's like, who are you? Seager and Bellinger. I'm like, who are these? Kershaw. Like, who are these guys? Utley. So, Utley, I just want to smack. Just want to smack Utley. Not just because of what he did to the Mets, just because now. But, So the Yankees, now Tyler Wade, I guess that's the latest guy they brought up.
Yeah. Dustin Fowler today.
Dustin Fowler, right. All these names of, like, kids from your homeroom. Tyler Wade, Dustin Fowler.
Not me.
Is Chris Carter still there? Because he was designated for assignment.
He just got called back up, unfortunately.
So, and do you see who was designated for assignment today? Bartolo Colon.
Oh, yeah, Bartolo.
Oh, Mets, let's pick him up.
Well, you have to make sure that you don't claim him, because if you claim him, you're paying whatever. He's getting like $8 million, $12 million.
Mets got to bring him back.
He's got a lot of $1 million. If you bring him for the major league minimum, which is what you get what they're paying Jose Reyes, he was a stabilizing force on this team. The young pitchers loved him, and the Latin players loved him too. So of course he would eat up a valuable spot on the 25-man roster. So
also, it's that time of year. You know who else is? Oh, he's already on the Mets right now. Kelly Johnson.
Kelly Johnson's on the Mets.
It says it on Wikipedia.
That could be maybe he's retired.
Last year, last year. No, because
every year you got to acquire. Kelly Johnson's got to be acquired. Number 55.
Yeah.
Usually around July 31st. So do you watch that game last night with the Yankees? How windy it was at Comiskey, or whatever they call it in Chicago now, where the White Sox play.
Guaranteed rate
It was so windy. It was.
Well,
and then the
windy
rain
city.
came. Yeah, and the rain came. And
the game tonight is delayed because of rain.
Really?
It hasn't even started yet. It was supposed to start at 8:10.
Now, the rule of thumb used to be that we get the weather the next day from Chicago. Are we supposed to get rain tomorrow?
In the summertime. No, but there's some kind of storm over the Great Lakes.
All right, yeah. Because I was like, I don't know.
That's why it was cloudy.
That means I got to
today.
bring the power washer inside.
You Yankees fans.
By the way, Kelly Johnson signed with the Mets last year on June 8th.
June 8th. Oh, really?
So we're late.
We got it. I think it was July 31st the year before. So number 55. I was watching a game like their Mets Classics or whatever they were showing, and I'm like, who's 55 Johnson? I have no idea who that is. It was Kelly Johnson. I don't know. But so the Yankees, they're in a weird spot because they weren't expected to contend this year. Then they exceeded expectations,
and then they dropped off.
Let's talk about it.
So now, what do you do? The problem is they've tasted success, and Judge is having a year for the ages. So you got to go for it, right? You got to go for it.
Yeah.
You can't waste a year that Judge is. And I think Sanchez is going to have a good year too.
Castro's playing well.
Yeah, you can't. Did Castro get hurt or is he back? Because I know he got a little banged up there.
Torreyes has been
no, he's still hurt.
No,
Sorry.
Castro's still hurt.
Yeah.
Torreyes.
Torreyes?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's also playing very well.
His name is so weird to see that name. I've never seen that name before, Torreyes, the way it's spelled.
Yeah.
That's an interesting name. But and we now Graybar Torres had Tommy John.
Yeah, after the year.
So that's tough.
Exactly what we expected earlier. Started in April. Starting to happen.
Well,
I've told you guys.
But
don't get your hopes up.
But that's the thing. But now Aaron Judge is having this year that's going to be.
Ellsbury just came back.
Yeah, no. You guys still got a good amount of people to win the division. But are you guys going to? No. Honestly,
well, that division's tough.
Yeah, I feel like the Yankees is actually going to finish third. That's how I think it's going to.
Well, you've got.
I think Boston's going to win it, and I think Mark's Tampa Bay Rays is going to finish.
They're in it. Corey Dickerson is having a career year.
What about? I like the Blue Jays better than I like the Rays.
Yeah, the Blue Jays up there. I don't feel when it's all said and done.
What's amazing? The Orioles always have the talent, but they just don't do anything.
I say the same thing
They don't have
every year.
pitching.
Yeah, that's the thing. They never go out and get it. They never go out and get pitching.
Buck Showalter.
Yeah, but I feel like when it's all said and done, like the Yankees. By the time it comes, October and all that, the Yankees won't.
See, as a Mets fan, the Yankees are in much better position to make the playoffs than the Mets are.
Oh yeah.
So I keep my mouth shut. I'm like, I like the Schadenfreude of the Yankees not doing as well as they were, but the Mets doesn't help the Mets win. So I'm just like, and Judge just does everything right. It's the same way Mets fans. You had to admire Jeter. You got to admire Judge. He's not a bad guy. He does, he does his thing. And he doesn't have the cheapo short porch home runs. So he's getting real legit 495-foot home runs.
Opposite field.
Yeah, opposite field,
dead
exactly.
Center, he's hitting all over.
So you can't, you just got to enjoy. I'm a baseball fan. I enjoy, in both leagues, Bellinger and Judge, what they're doing is phenomenal. And Judge is also home runs, ribbies, and batting average.
He's a triple crown right now.
All the old school stats, right? Forget the all the other stuff, the WARs, the BIPs, and everything, sabermetrics. He's the triple crown category. It's like the old school kind of top player kind of thing.
What's his name was doing that for a while on the Tigers, I think.
He got Cabrera.
Well, he got it 1 year, right?
Yeah, he got one.
2014, I believe.
So, in what had been devalued. In terms of Triple Crown used to mean something when it was Ted Williams, when it was Frank Robinson, Corey Yastrzemski. It was devalued in that, Miggy does it, and it's like, okay, great. But it's all about
he's not like a popular player.
It's
that's
all about
why.
the OBP, and it's all about...
He's brushed away in Detroit. I mean...
Well, Detroit's got a lot of money wrapped up in Verlander, Cabrera, everyone else.
Martinez.
Yeah.
And Upton.
And the GM's son, but isn't Avila the GM and his son's the catcher on the Tigers as well?
Yeah.
Now, speaking of catchers, did you see Mr. Miguel Montero?
Yeah, I saw that with the comments.
Throw Jake Arrieta under the bus, to which he was then designated for assignment.
Yep.
Now, there's a lot of teams out there, Darno and Rivera come to mind, that employ really bad catchers. Does Miguel Montero still have anything left in the tank?
I mean, they could have like a John Buck kind of situation and get him for a year until they can vet somebody.
He's a good player. He's a guy who was always known for getting 15 home runs as a catcher.
I like the system they had before. They get a catcher 2-3 years at John Bucks to Brian Schneider's, and it worked out. They weren't the best, but they got him over.
Right. You get a catcher it's an important spot, and you can carry. Rene Rivera is going to get exposed. He's a 34-year-old journeyman. And by exposed I mean. Fail a PED test. So it's that's one thing no one's questioning. The home runs are going through the stratosphere. We're seeing all these oblique injuries occur again, and they're talking about exit velocity being off the charts, and no one's questioning steroids or PEDs anymore. It's like, guys, hello, it's not really meant to be the way it is.
David Price, the pitcher for the Red Sox, said that there might be something wrong with the baseballs. Him and a couple of pitchers think that.
Well, it's funny when you say that because in the mid-'90s, all of a sudden they were talking about in Haiti. The baseballs were always made in Haiti. And after Baby Doc Duvalier was overthrown, they were talking about how the people in Haiti were so happy that they had lost their dictator that they were making the balls differently. So all of a sudden it became, it's a live ball. We've since found out it wasn't the ball that was juiced, it was the players that were juiced. So I'm wondering if we're repeating history by David Price. Caller, you're on Sports Talk. Hello, caller, you're on Sports Talk.
Hello, Chris.
Hello, Dave from Franklin Square.
Yeah, and points north and south.
Are you in points north and south?
No,
north?
Northeast.
They're in the kitchen. So.
Oh, you're in the kitchen. Someone's in the kitchen with...
yes.
Did you guys ever learn that song, Someone's in the Kitchen with Dinah? No. Okay.
Chris, you're showing your age.
Yeah, I can't. But I don't know why that song would stop. There was nothing wrong with that song. All right.
You know, it's funny when you talk. Again, you know my connection to horse racing is they found out that the creatines and all the other substances can be put into a salve or like a lotion, and you only get tested at home. So when these guys are on the road, they are and again, it's out of your system within a day. After the ball games, they're rubbing this stuff into their arms, and after an overnight and whatever, like I said, they don't test these guys when they're on the road, and this is when they bulk up, and this is when they hit they hit the home runs for a lot of reasons. One, the seams are lower, which nobody will talk about, and obviously the ball is wound a little bit tighter. So everything, it's the perfect storm where you have these guys that, as I've always said to you, is the vets and the doctors stay one step ahead of the tests.
Yeah, the criminal mind, as we've learned, the criminal mind is always better, is always one step ahead of, and if it's there's millions of dollars on the line, you're going to do it.
And let's talk about millions of dollars. And the top sports story that no one's talking about is the Supreme Court actually took up, way back in '82, there was only one state that allowed gambling, which obviously was Nevada. It became a federal law that if you have it, you can keep it. But as a federal law, it covered the rest of the states. The Supreme Court took this case up again, to much to the surprise of a lot of people. They now want to be able to put it back in the states' rights. And if we've all seen that stupid commercial a million times, Betfair, there's an electronic fence around New Jersey. And just think, again, I'm not a technophobe, but I understand you have to register first, and the call or the contact, whether it be a computer, obviously, has to be made from inside the state of New Jersey with your ID number. Now, Christie's already set up with the electronic fence. So individually, states, if in the long run they want to be able to provide this service, and again, I'm against gambling, but I'm just telling you the obvious, that if you want to pay my pension and pay the pension of police officers and everybody else, you're going to have a revenue stream. And if you heard me say 1,000 times, it's either gambling or marijuana. You got to put a tax stamp on marijuana, and this might be the lesser of two evils: is to allow sports betting within the confines of individual states.
Well, we already saw with regard to marijuana, Christie is not even, because he's a lame duck. He's not even going to go because I think the Jersey State Senate and Assembly is voting on it now. Before he always stopped it. Now he's just like staying out of the way.
And going to sports talk.
Yeah. Hey, so a friend of mine.
Not this sports talk.
A friend of mine. Well, it could be. A friend of mine said that it'd be a good idea to have him and David Patterson, two ex-governors, be sports talk guys, replacing Frank Ntilikina. I think it's going to be Phil Simms and Boomer Esiason and myself, but we'll see.
I told you I saw the billboard on the
that
Lincoln
Green Bank commercial, whatever that is.
Lincoln Tunnel on 495. I saw it.
And they're on TV doing that commercial too. They're like, Phil, you look good in green.
So I think it was this week or last week.
Because we're going to see come the fall. Phil Simms is going to be, now he's been kicked out by Tony Romo, is going to be in studio with Boomer. And that's a CBS property, so I think that'll be the start of, then they'll go into the Mike and the Mad Dog slot
they're
there in
also
the
grooming
afternoon.
his son, Chris.
What's that?
They're also grooming his son.
They
Chris.
they have a son for Carton. They have to put someone with Carton. And Carton,
I think they might be actually thinking long term. In the sense that
his son's not very good though. His son's boring, and his son had a laughable career. His son was the one who got busted for smoking pot in the Lincoln Tunnel with a pregnant wife, and his defense was, "How can I be smoking pot? My wife is pregnant. I'm right next to her." It's like, but you were. It's like, it's like, great.
All
but
right,
you were.
you got me.
Exactly. I'm sorry. That smell in your car would be air. Is that your new air freshener?
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you. You mentioned Bartolo with the Mets. That's like saying Custer needed more horses out there. They really. It's just.
I always love that Bartolo Colon has been in the Major League Baseball for 20-something years, and he still needs an interpreter.
Yeah. And then we